Hey everyone, my name is Grace Wells and today is kind of a sad day. I was filming a product video with my favorite pink backdrop and unfortunately one of my lights, which was on a far too wobbly light stand that I probably should not have been using anyway, it fell onto my backdrop and it gashed a huge rip through the middle of my backdrop, meaning that two huge bits of my backdrop are effectively now unusable and ruined. However, before I chuck these two big bits of my backdrop in the bin, I wanted to see, is there something cool and creative that I can do with them to kind of just make the most out of an unfortunate situation. So what I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to do a bit of product photography with these two big ripped pieces of paper, and my idea is to have the products punching through, ripping through the paper into frame in kind of like a GIF style. This will all make sense when I actually execute it. I don't know if I can really articulate it, but I think it's gonna look really cool. I've got two products that I'm gonna use today. So the first product that I'm gonna try this technique with is actually one of my client's products from Grande Cosmetics. It's a heated lash curler. And then for a little bit of a pop of color, I'm also gonna try with this perfume bottle that I just have lying around. So let's see what kind of cool product photography we can get with these guys. In terms of camera, I'm going to be using my Canon 6D to take these photos with the 24-105, which is just the kit lens. I'm going to be staying at around 70 millimeters, and my f-stop is going to be f10 because I'm using this remote to take the photos, and I want to make sure that not just part of my hand is in focus or part of the product is in focus. I want everything to be crisp and clear. So I think my plan for this is that I'm gonna score a line through the back of the paper with a knife, and that's gonna serve as my guide, and it's also gonna make it easier to punch the product through the paper. So what I did here is I took my product and my pencil and I just kind of drew a little outline of the product on the paper so that I could cut the line exactly the length that I needed it to be. I look like a total serial killer here, honestly, but you know, it worked. All right, so I'm just gonna really quickly run you through my setup. I've got my camera on a tripod. I'm using a softbox light. And then I've also got a light down there to throw a little bit of a greening on the backdrop like I usually do. As you can see, instead of scoring the backdrop, I actually just ended up cutting all the way through it. And I'm just gonna stand behind this piece of paper and push the product through. I'm honestly slightly nervous about this because I feel like I'm only gonna have one opportunity to get it right. Once I rip through that paper, I'm obviously not gonna be able to unrip it. Next, I applied some fake nails to transform myself into a gorgeous hand model. I mean, look at those hands. And then I basically just gradually ripped open the paper and stuck my product through. I took 1,000,001 photos until I liked it, until I got it right. And even then, I'm a perfectionist. So even though I thought I was only gonna do this once, I ended up doing this 3 times for this product. But you know what? It worked out. We got the shots in the end. And then I got to work on my second product. At this point, I honestly didn't have that much room left on the backdrop to work with, but I kind of perfected my technique the first time around. So this one was a little bit easier, thank goodness. Editing time. Let's go. I'm so cool, sometimes I can't even handle it. So in order to edit these photos, I opened them up in Lightroom first and I adjusted the crop to the aspect ratio that I wanted. I then opened them up in Photoshop and I started adding adjustment layers. So first I increased the brightness, I then changed the hue of the pink backdrop, masked out my hand so that my hand did not also appear pink, and then I did some color adjustments on the bottle, so I increased the saturation on the bottle. I started adding some more orange hues back into my hand just to make it a little bit truer to my own skin tone. Then I went in and I started to clean up the nails because my lord, these nails were ugly. Yeah, so I just did a little finessing on those to make them a little bit prettier. And then finally I raised the shadow on my hand because I thought it was just a little bit dark and a little bit, I don't know, needed a lift. So I just raised this shadow ever so slightly, and this was the final product. I then
did the same process on all the photos, and I also did it on my other product photos for this second product, but I felt like it was missing something, so I added in this tagline that my client often uses with this product, and then I went in with a hard eraser to mimic that ripped paper look, and I erased where my hand was coming through so that the tagline looked like it was written on the backdrop itself. All right, so we're done. I hope you guys like the final product as much as I do. I think this video, I wasn't really gonna include the editing in this originally, but I think I'm glad I did because it just shows you what the power of editing can do. I mean, if you compare those raw files to the finished product, like the pinks and the light, you never know what it's gonna look like when it's straight from your camera. Obviously sometimes, if you're a camera whiz, a camera genius, and you have an amazing camera, yeah, you can do some pretty true to life stuff in your camera, but the power of post-production, the power of editing, elevates it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would love for you to try this idea out if you have some spare bits of paper lying around. I think it's kind of a cool one, so let me know if you do. Tag me on whatever platforms you use this on, because I want to see what you guys do with this technique. And as always, be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this video so that you can see all my future videos. Thank you so much again for watching. Keep on shooting, and I'll see you next time. Adios.